we found out that there was going to be a new skate park put in the same place with just metal ramps. And so that was like a really big disappointing moment.
We felt a little bit frustrated that it was so difficult to get in touch with them, and it wasn't until late April when it was announced that the new skate park project would be getting underway and that they were moving full steam ahead with the metal ramps.
We are in the process of trying to get the city to breach the contract that they've already signed with American Ramp Company to build a metal skate park, and we're trying to get them to build a concrete skate park instead.
Everything kind of happened very rapidly. We found out that there was going to be this money. The city had all these things that it could do with the money, but they were focusing it on Parks and Rec stuff, and there was a possibility of the skate park getting some funding. And so I had talked with Chris Jones on City Council about this back in 2022, and he seemed to feel like it could be a reality, and talked to Jesse and Gran and lots of other people in the skate community, like, we might be getting a new skate park. Then as time went on, we found out that they had allotted the funds and that it was going to be almost $500,000. And so super exciting, and we were just kind of waiting at that point to find out what might come down the pipeline.
Well, I have heard for a while that they were going to try to do something to the park, so I was in contact with them trying to give them suggestions on little things that we could do to make it a little better. Then out of nowhere, randomly there was just a paper that showed up saying the skate park was about to close down, and they got funds from COVID to put into the park, and they called it like fixing the skate park, basically repairing it.
I was at Westover with my 8-year-old daughter skateboarding one day, and then the next day we went back and the ramps had been bulldozed, and it was just a mess. But then time went by. Jesse and I had had some conversations about our concern with like what was going on because we hadn't heard anything.
Then from there we found out that they had already kind of gotten to a contract and everything. I had talked to some of the guys that work for Parks and Rec, and they wouldn't tell me a lot, but they kind of told me who they were talking to, and they wasn't set yet, but they were like going through it, and I had already tried to tell them then to look at some other options, and got them some contacts to some people from some concrete companies to talk to, but I don't believe anybody talked to anybody.
They believed that a concrete skate park was not within the budget of this $500,000 that we had to spend. And I think that belief that it was not within our budget was based off of them not getting more than one quote.
We have spoken to City Council and addressed these concerns, and the mayor and the other members of the council fortunately have understood our grievances, and we've come to a point of mutual understanding where from their perspective the money was intended to be used just to refurbish the skate park exactly as it was, only with metal ramps instead of wood. And our desires to have a completely new concrete skate park were not the initial plan, but they have listened and indulged in our requests, which we feel would provide the best possible park for everyone in the community, having a modernized concrete skate park in that same space.
I think the city finally got the picture that we might have done something not 100% correctly here. I know that they knew that they did something good by allotting the money to the skate park, but you do still have to take care in the way that you spend money, or it can be completely wasted, and that's kind of what the metal skate park represents.
Obviously the end goal is to have the best possible concrete skate park that the city can produce within the constraints of the budget and the physical space we understand can't be expanded upon, but also would like to feel like we've been heard in terms of suggesting that the city build something that is completely fresh and modern in design instead of a skate park design that is already 20 years old.
Another thing is that we had a good skate park. People from out of town would constantly be seeing the park, and obviously it would look like it was built well and it was fun to skate, so they would be coming here, and that would bring a lot of business to Harrisonburg in other ways, where people would come for a day, go to the park, go eat downtown somewhere, go shopping a little bit, and that would continuously be a driving point, because if it was that good, people would come here.
We've got the bases loaded with City Council, the City of Harrisonburg, Parks and Rec, the skateboard community, and it's going to be a grand slam if we do it correctly. What a concrete skate park represents is an industry standard, an ability to finesse itself into the natural environment in terms of colors and contours. When you look at a concrete skate park like Charlottesville and the way that it just nestles itself into the landscape, it's like looking at modern art versus the skate park that they want to put on a new concrete pad in the same general formation as the old skate park at Westover. You know, it looks kind of like a old sketchy playground, and that's why the entire skate community is so unanimous in their distress about the idea of all of this money finally being allotted to the skate park and then it going to build a lesser skate park than the one that we had before, when we could afford a skate park that everyone would love with that same money in that same place within those same constraints.